Did you notice how everyone is hating on AI? So everything that you find about AI on YouTube is hate. Really hate. It's not only criticism, it is hate. Or propaganda of AI. Like a very emotional and ungrounded type of promotion. Also a somehow unrealistic type of promotion. So for example, when it comes to vibe coding, you know what is vibe coding. So basically it is when you as an amateur, let's say, use AI to create softwares. So here it was an era where, yes, I can say like overhyped, but most important I find the hate on AI. And it seems that people don't analyze the suspicion there. Why do people hate AI? First of all, when we talk about a polemic concept, the majority of people, included in academia, they do a very basic mistake that Aristotle basically never did. This is to take a mixed and complex concept or term, make it the subject of your statements, but never observe the fact that this term, this subject, has many meanings and can lead to false or true conclusions depending on its meaning. This means it is too complex to mix it, and it requires that you first decompose what this thing actually means. I won't do a full breakdown on what AI is, but basically when people speak about AI, a lot of times they mean the whole AI phenomena. It is like not a thing, but it is this combination of the use of the technology, the selling the technology, the promoting the technology, the act of pushing the technology in your face. Okay, it is this whole AI experience what they are mostly meaning. Now, when they hate it, most of the times I think they are hating the experience of AI. They hardly talk about the technology itself. They hate the AI experience. They hate that suddenly you are going to write a mail, the Gemini is there. And you are going to buy something on supermarket online, and then the AI is there. So this feeling of getting in your face. And I understand that it was annoying to some extent, principally when AI fails. So for example, when it comes to customer service, most of the time it is annoying and useless, although I believe that now is better. And people relate to the fact of being betrayed. And principally, they relate to the fact of getting more and more distant from each other. we want to call someone and talk to someone. Also in business. So what they hate is the AI experience. But it comes to be that de facto they are hating the AI technology. And I ask myself if this is not perhaps too much and exaggerated. Because this technology is so complex and so wide that, and it's so revolutionary that we don't have any idea yet of what it can do. Few people are actually understanding what it can actually do well. And few people have actual necessities that de facto demand AI as the only solution for some types of problems. And the majority of people, I believe, they have nothing to do with AI. They just can live their lives. And which is the majority of people who can take who will take a book and don't understand even the most simple book. So AI is not going to help them so much. Anyways, we have reasons to hate AI to some extent, but we hate the experience of AI. We hate when we are a painter or a photographer or an illustrator, and then suddenly a single prompt generates the image that you always wanted to do. Principally if you're a digital artist. You hate the experience of AI. And the fact that it is a threat to some jobs. This is what people are hating. But my question is, which type of hate or criticism the technology AI itself deserves? Because what we have is a composite of the technology and policies. We have capitalist policies, political policies, and they shape our AI experience as a whole. And I believe many of these policies, they are bad. But at the same time, I find absolutely outrageous that many people still today don't recognize how fascinating and amazing this technology is. It is like, whoa, we invented the Sphinx, my friend. And what they like to do is to point out the bad things. It's like they have like a pleasure in pointing out the flaws of AI. This is a very interesting thing. It's not like that they are wanting and working towards AI getting better. They have like an orgasm when they see AI failing. This is what you are going to observe principally on YouTube a lot. Like ChatGPT can't do math, or they are going to find the funniest, ridiculous, absurd AI moments and generalize this against AI as a whole. This is what the spirit of our time does, and the only thing that it knows how to do well. This is why I characterize the spirit of our time as the spirit of mobbing. At all, absolutely. It is the spirit of mobbing. It is the spirit of collective hate against something without wanting to know what is this thing that is strange to us. Always based in some art of collective hysteria or some process of contamination that is similar to the collective hysteria. Now, this sadistic pleasure in hitting and attacking AI, I ask if someone benefits out of this. And the truth is very evident. Yes, of course, someone benefits out of this. Why? Or better, who benefits out of this? Anyone who wants to monopolize control over you, of course. Who are them? Who are they? If you know the basic axioms of my channel, of course, the globalist elites, the supra-political elites, the New World Order elites, the secret elites, the non-democratic elites. Because we are a burden to them. So you have to understand that how the elites sees us, not as something that they have to represent, but something that they have to manage, like a plague. Imagine you enjoy your life in your room, and then there are many insects every day, and you have to manage this. You have to make calls to go to the supermarket, okay? And perhaps at some point you observe that this plague has a small benefit for something. So perhaps you have to choose between this plague and some type of animal invading your home. Then you start to think perhaps this plague is not so bad idea. For example, you have to choose between an insane amount of cats, wild cats invading your home, or an invasion of mice. Then perhaps I think you would deal with the cats. Then okay, you give money, you give food to them, and perhaps they eat the grass, or I don't know so much about cats, but you got the idea. So this is how they see us. So they need to control us, not to serve and administrate or to represent us. So there is no incentive to represent our core humanistic values and interests. Because as I'm going to explain better maybe in another video lesson, they have no ethic ground. So I want to explain how mistakes in the philosophy cause this, okay? Or better say it with more precision, I believe I can explain how important mistakes in the history of philosophy caused this. This is a part of the conspiracy theories that is very overlooked and under investigated, because most of the conspiracy theories, they have mostly an historic background or sociology or esoteric. They are normally very bad in philosophy when it comes to ontology and metaphysics and logic, principally. Anyways, it seems intuitive for the adversaries, know that a conspiracy theorist is not so well trained in logic. But anyways, this is a misconception. Many of them, they have a sense of logic very sharp. However, they don't have the philosophic training as a whole. This is what I perceive it. Now, in a way, they have those who have they fall so easily into the Catholicist Thomas von Aquinas trap. We can discuss it, but this is the least worst, because I would be way more satisfied in a world of Thomas von Aquinas and well-working Catholicism, let's say. But the problem is that Catholicism won't work as they are expecting, unless they understand that the Vatican is dominated by a very evil force. And me, according to my professional experience, I can give many evidence for this. Now, so the controlling elites, they want to control you, obvious. Now, which is their interest with AI? Which is, do they have an interest in making people hate AI? I think they have. I think they have a big interest. I think they are loving when people are not using AI. Let me explain. They are loving when you are not using AI, for example, to research things by yourself. This is what they are loving. But you might bring to me the objection, no, but there is a kind of common policy and many evidence for a common interest of government and AI technology, for example, for data harvesting and political control, for example. Now you got the point. They want AI for them, not for you. They want the best AI for them, not for you. Do you get the point? When do they want AI for you? When it makes you dependent. Here they want AI for you. Soon you are going to have, I don't know, AI supermarket, AI, how it's called, courtroom, AI tribunal, everything that helps them control you more. Principally, when it comes to a situation where the AI is pre-programmed to their benefits, and here this is one of the biggest dangers of our era. When this is not the case, they want you to hate AI. They want you to think that ChatGPT can't do basic mathematics. They want you to think that vibe coding will be always like this, that it can't deliver any working code. They want you to believe that it will be always like this. There's the AI bubble thing, etc. They want you to believe that AI didn't achieve nothing. They want you to forget the wonderful achievements in which we actually are in. They want you to focus on what AI can't do. AI can't generate a new Windows operational system with one prompt. Do you understand? Because AI is what is going to give the normal citizen autonomy and an amazing balancing of power. So we leave it like this for years. So government, you. AI does this. It decentralizes. Google did this already to some point, and internet. And my most important prediction and statement in this video, perhaps in this channel, is this. It is not going to be like this for a long time. Because the amount of power that the citizen has now, with the AI as we have now, is unmatched in the whole history of mankind. And if I know a little bit of history, I am skeptic that this is going to stay like this for a long time. And principally, I believe they want you to be unaware that you are living in the golden age of AI. Not because this is the maximum that we can achieve from the point of view of technological possibilities, but from the political point of view. Just by the fact because they can cut your happiness at any time as they want. You saw this with the lockdowns, no? So people hate so much AI now, very probably under influence of some wider conspiratory interests. And those who promote AI a lot, what is going on with them? This is also the same thing. When they overhype AI, it seems to be also based on ignorance, on lack of self-awareness of which is the stage in which we are. Again, this is a consequence of what the conspirators want. They don't want us in full awareness. A consequence of this is that many businessmen will overhype AI as well. They will sell the idea that AI can do everything and the most idiotic things that you don't need AI for. They are also creating fake necessities for AI. And this is what is happening now. So we have, in one hand, AI hate, in other hand, AI hype. And the AI hype is in the business side of the spectrum, based on the same ignorance and lack of awareness as the AI hate side. This whole dynamic is very advantageous for the conspiracy. It's very advantageous. Everything that is false is advantageous for the evil. Now, I think I described the main concept and idea, the main hypothesis here. Now let's see some facts that support this. So, in May 30 of 2023, let me open. You have this here. So, top AI scientists warn risk of extinction from AI on scale with nuclear war. Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war. Do you feel what it smells like this? In my impression, this aligns very well with the fear-mongering narrative that is very central to the globalist anti-democratic politics. Okay, so fear is one of the major goals that they have because it is the requisite to create mass hysteria. Let's jump into another one. So another example that I had here. So, also in May 2023, there is the case of the leaked Google memo I lost this link. So the leaked Google memo, a leaked internal document by a Google researcher titled "We Have No Moat," explicitly stated that free open source AI was outcompeting Google and OpenAI. The push to heavily regulate AI as a danger exploded immediately after big tech realized that they couldn't control the open source community. So this is another case where you see AI, you frame AI as a danger. So fear mongering. Let me switch here. Fascinating. I got a kind of bug here. So we have no more. We have done a lot of looking over our shoulders at OpenAI. Who will cross the next milestone? What will the next move be? But the uncomfortable truth is we aren't positioned to win this arms race, and neither is OpenAI. While we've been squabbling, a third faction has been quietly eating our lunch. I'm talking, of course, about open source. Plainly put, they are lapping us. The memo cites several recent developments, including the open source release of this and that. This technique fine-tunes AI models more efficiently, allowing for customization on everyday devices like laptops using high-quality, smaller datasets instead of huge datasets. The memo argues that ultimately, Google and OpenAI need the open source community more than the other way around. Google should establish itself as an open source community leader, even if it means relinquishing control. So the push to heavily regulate AI as a danger exploded immediately after big tech realized that they couldn't control the open source community. They are trapped because they invented something that they have to sell and put out there. Then they got perhaps in the caught in the hubris. So in the hubris, so it's in this passion of obsession and greed, etc., and perhaps got distracted and opened the Pandora box. It's like the internet. And I'm sure many are wondering how to take the power back, because the internet, the artificial intelligence, they are the only hope now that the common man has in order to fight back against the new type of techno-feudal totalitarianism that is rising. There is an other important case here. The Safe and Secure Innovation for Frontier Artificial Intelligence Models Act was a failed 2024 California bill intended to mitigate the risk of catastrophic harms from AI models so advanced that they are not yet known to exist. Specifically, the bill would have applied to models which cost more than 100 million to train and were trained using a quantity of computing power greater than 10 integer or floating point operations. Would have applied to all AI companies doing business in California. The bill would have created protections for whistleblowers and required developers to perform risk assessments of their models prior to release, with guidance from the Government Operations Agency. Here's the most polemic part of this whole thing. Because everything always has to do with this tension. We face dangers. The government wants to protect us from dangers. But here is the sensible part. They can also create fear and danger to create also more control. And where is the line? Where is the line of sanity in this? there is also the other side of the thing. So how governments now manipulate the AI to their benefit. So here I give some examples of how the government wants to close your happiness and the autonomy of AI research in AI business. Now let's understand how they want to keep this benefit for them. So in 1993, the government here was using the exact same playbook they used in the 90s. Okay, so the government is using now a similar playbook that they used in this crypto war context. Back then, they tried to ban civilian encryption by classifying meth as military munitions and pushing the Clipper chip, a hardware backdoor. They frame liberating tech as a national security threat to keep you dependent and monitored. The Clipper chip soon faced widespread public opposition and criticism from privacy advocates, civil liberties organizations, and technologists. Many argued it would create a dangerous precedent enabling invasive government surveillance, and researcher Matt Blaze discovered a vulnerable surveillance and put citizens' privacy rights at risk. Concerns were further heightened when, in 1994, researcher Matt Blaze discovered a vulnerability within the Clipper chip, undermining the system's security claims. The government tried to persuade telephone companies, manufacturers, and users to adopt the Clipper chip. Efforts include the establishment of a Clipper for Business program that offered incentives to manufacturers producing Clipper chip-equipped devices and lobbying efforts targeting major communication companies to implement the technology. However, these attempts faced strong resistance and ultimately failed to gain traction. There is also the case of hypocrisy in mass surveillance. The governments, they are telling you that AI is very dangerous. Principally, if you run it locally in your laptop, but they are weaponizing AI exactly against the civilians, also in public space. So France legalized algorithmic video surveillance for the 2024 Olympics. Did you know this? And the UK police are actively deploying live facial recognition on the streets. So I guess I gave you a good picture of what is going on. So first I developed the whole hypothesis and critical idea, and then in the second part of the video I gave you some positive facts that support this statement that they want you to hate AI, but they want you to hate AI for they keep AI for them. And when they want you to love AI, they want you to love AI for the wrong reasons. This is how I can summarize what is going on today in the tension between AI and globalist politics and our civilizational crisis. Most important is to understand that you are probably in the golden era of technology, considering that governments still didn't open the hardcore war against the autonomous use of technology, yet you still have a very free scope to use technology from the decentralized point of view. By decentralized, I mean politically decentralized. So think about it. Thanks for watching. Please remember to give a like for YouTube promote this type of content and less of the other type of stupid fear mongering or overhyping and just dump content. Okay, attention seeking, desperate, pseudo philosophical content. Okay, so see you later. Ciao.